Politics now. The final presidential debate is in the books, and we've got less than 3 weeks to go until Election Day.
And KPIX 5 political reporter Melissa Caen joins us now with more on an eventful debate. And Melissa, one of the most shocking moments, I think, is when Donald Trump says that he doesn't know if he'll accept the election results. He said, "I'll keep you all in suspense." What did you think about that?
Well, you know, he's been saying for a while now that the election might be rigged. And there are actually people within the Republican Party who are not happy with this. They run the elections locally. That means in a number of places, Republicans are actually in charge of elections. For example, Ohio Governor John Kasich is a Republican. He called the claims of rigging silly and said it's like saying we never landed on the moon. So with this backdrop, moderator Chris Wallace last night asked the candidates whether they would accept the results of the election.
Do you make the same commitment that you will absolutely, sir, that you will absolutely accept the result of this election?
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time.
Because that's horrifying. You know, every time Donald thinks things are not going in his direction, he claims whatever it is rigged against him.
And this issue is causing so much buzz today. The Associated Press called Trump's answer a threat to the fundamental pillar of American democracy. Even some Republicans are pointing out, though, that Al Gore contested election results in the year 2000, although he did ultimately concede. It definitely looks like on Election Day, things are going to be dicey.
Yeah, we have to wait and see what happens there. All right, Melissa, it seemed like there seemed to be a little more discussion of the issues facing the country last night, particularly abortion. Is there a reason for that, and what do you think the reaction will be to those comments that were made by both candidates?
Well, I think people would be surprised to know that this is the third debate, but it's the first time the candidates actually debated with each other about abortion. The differences between the two were very stark.
Based on what she's saying and based on where she's going and where she's been, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month on the final day. And that's not acceptable.
Well, that is not what happens in these cases. And using that kind of scare rhetoric is just terribly unfortunate.
Now, Clinton also talked about how in her term as Secretary of State, she visited countries where abortion is either forced by the state or where it is prohibited by the state, and said the government has no business in that personal decision.
All right, so we are now just about, 2.5 weeks from Election Day. What can we all expect as the campaign enters its final days?
Well, it's certainly not going to get any quieter. Sure. Just this morning, at 8 a.m. West Coast time, Gloria Allred will be making an announcement. She claims that she will be revealing yet another woman who claims that Trump is guilty of sexual misconduct. Now, the candidates themselves are back on the campaign trail. In the next few days, Clinton will be in North Carolina, New Hampshire, Iowa, and Florida. Trump will also be in Florida, Iowa, and New Hampshire, as well as Wisconsin and Michigan. But I presume they will be avoiding each other, avoiding any awkward paths crossing in any of those states.
No handshakes in the near future.
And no handshakes last night, before or after the debate.
You know, we saw them on the debate stage, and I thought maybe we will never see these two people on the same stage again, maybe ever.
It's quite possible. What about the moderators? A lot of people are talking about the moderators, even in the first debate, second debate last night. Chris Wallace from Fox News, your impressions of his job? And his...
Huge support for Chris Wallace, sort of across the board, Republicans and Democrats. We're used to accusations of bias after every debate. We really didn't see that here. He really did manage to keep it on track, and it's one of the reasons why this seemed to be more substantive than the others.
All right, Melissa, thanks so much.